Welcome to Focus English with Cece. Hi friends. Welcome back to the story. My name is Cece, and today I want to share something very special with you. The story of my first time flying on an airplane. Maybe you've flown before, or maybe you're still waiting for your first flight. Either way, I hope this story helps you feel excited and ready. I was nervous, curious, and full of questions. What is it like up there in the sky? Will I feel scared? How do airports work? What if I get lost? But I also felt something stronger than fear. Excitement. In this story, I'll take you step by step through the whole journey. From hearing the news, packing my bag, arriving at the airport, flying through the clouds, and arriving in a new city. Are you ready to fly with me? Let's begin. It was a warm Sunday afternoon. I was lying on the floor with a book when my mom walked in, smiling.
Your aunt wants you to visit her this summer,
She said. I sat up quickly. By plane? I asked, my heart jumping. She nodded.
Yes, you'll fly alone.
I couldn't believe it. My very first flight. I had dreamed of flying for years, and now it was real. I hugged my mom and started imagining the sky, the plane, and the clouds. My adventure was about to begin. That evening, I sat on my bed and opened my suitcase. I wasn't sure what to pack, but I started with some basics: shirts, jeans, socks, and a warm sweater. I added a book, my notebook, and a small teddy bear my brother gave me. Next came my toothbrush, shampoo, and face cream, all in travel-size bottles. I packed my phone charger, headphones, and a travel pillow. I wanted to feel ready and calm. As I closed the suitcase, my heart was fluttering like a butterfly. The trip felt real now. I love writing checklists. They help me stay calm. On a sheet of paper, I wrote clothes, toothbrush, passport, ticket, snacks, book, and headphones. I added one more line. Take a deep breath. That made me smile. I folded the list and placed it inside my backpack. I was as ready as I could be. I woke up before sunrise. The sky outside was still dark, and the house was silent. I tiptoed into the kitchen and made tea. My hands were a little shaky, but my heart was full. By 6 a.m., my dad had placed my suitcase in the car. We drove through quiet streets, past sleeping houses and streetlights turning off.
Are you ready?
He asked. I think so, I whispered. He smiled.
You were born ready.
He said. I held his words in my heart. When we reached the airport, I was amazed. It was so big and full of people. Everyone moved quickly with bags, tickets, and coffee. Signs pointed in every direction. Check-in, security, gates, restrooms. I held my dad's hand and followed the signs. At the check-in counter, I handed my passport and ticket to a kind woman. She gave me my first ever boarding pass. Seat 17A, window seat. I looked at it carefully. This little paper meant something big. Security was a little scary. I put my backpack, jacket, and shoes into a tray. I walked through the metal detector. Beep. My heart stopped. A guard asked.
Do you have anything in your pockets?
I reached in a hair tie. She smiled and waved me through. I laughed quietly, feeling relieved. Mistakes are okay. I learned that already. I found gate 17 and sat near the window. Outside, planes moved slowly across the runway. Some were taking off, some were arriving. I saw one disappear into the clouds and whispered, soon that will be me. Next to me, a child played with a toy plane. A woman typed on her laptop. The airport felt like a giant world of people and stories. I took out my notebook and wrote, Adventure begins today. When it was time to board, I stood in line with my boarding pass ready. The airport staff checked it and smiled.
Have a nice flight.
I walked down the jet bridge. my heart beating faster. Inside the plane, soft lights and kind flight attendants greeted me. I found my seat, buckled my seatbelt, and looked out the window. As the plane started moving, I held the armrest. We went faster, faster, and then, suddenly, we lifted off the ground. I gasped. I was flying. The view was like magic. Clouds floated like pillows outside my window. The sun lit everything in gold. A flight attendant came by.
Would you like a drink?
She asked. Juice, please, I replied. I took a sip and smiled. Next to me, a lady read a book. Behind me, someone watched a movie. I leaned back and closed my eyes. I had never felt so calm. The woman next to me asked gently,
Is this your first flight?
I nodded.
Mine was when I was your age.
She said, smiling. We began talking about her travels, her garden, and her dog named Max. She showed me photos and gave me tips for flying. Her voice was calm and warm. I felt less alone. We were strangers who became friends in the sky. It was something I didn't expect, but something I won't forget. After 1 hour, the pilot said we were preparing to land. The plane lowered slowly. My ears popped, but I remembered to swallow. I looked outside. The buildings were getting closer. The wheels touched the ground. Bump, bump, we stopped. I smiled. I had done it. Inside the airport, I followed the signs to baggage claim. My suitcase came around. Then I saw my aunt waving. We hugged tightly. I was here. By evening, I felt tired but full of joy. My adventure was still going, one step at a time. That night, I opened my notebook and wrote a letter to myself. Dear Cece, you flew for the first time today. You were brave, curious, and strong. You met new people, saw new places, and believed in yourself. Never forget this feeling. I looked out the window. The city lights twinkled like stars. I smiled and whispered, Thank you, sky. My first flight wasn't just about travel, it was about growing up. The next day, my aunt took me around the city. Everything felt new. The tall buildings, busy streets, and bright lights. We walked through a green park and ate sweet toast from a street cart. We visited a small museum. I loved the stories, the photos, the music. I listened closely as my aunt told me about her favorite places. Thank you for spending this day with me. I hope you enjoyed the story and practiced some real-life English. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe for more gentle stories. Keep learning, keep smiling. See you next time, my friend.